Hello, good morning, my good people. I say to all of you this early morning. And it is going to be a very hard Christmas for many people. Even Independence, New Year's, Old Year's. It's going to be very hard for many Barbadians. Now, I, for one, don't bother my head with Christmas, so it doesn't really affect me as far as purchasing all these things, particularly food. I'm dealing with food in particular here. And purchasing this lot of extra food for the holidays. You have Independence, you have Christmas, you have All Years, you have New Year's, you know. And Barbadians too love to celebrate around that particular time and spend money to have a good meal on their plate. And we are already suffering. And I've been around a couple of supermarkets. I've been studying them for quite some time. And I want you to understand that this government does not care anything about us. Mayor Amor Motley does not care anything about us in this country. We are all suffering and meeting hardship. I just want you to pay close attention to what is being said here.
It's high time that the Barbadian people start sidestepping these ridiculous and despicable price gouging supermarkets in Barbados. Those who are taking the Barbadian people for a ride with their incessant price gouging. I usually shop at this price gouging horror story for a supermarket in St. Philip on a regular basis, but not anymore. This obnoxious and unconscionable supermarket seemed to be geared on ripping off their shoppers with their incessant price gouging daily. It's like you see a price in the supermarket today, and tomorrow that same item has gone up by as much as $3 to $4, or even more overnight. And if you're not a shopper that pays close attention to prices or the chicaneries of these greedy merchants, then you won't observe it because it's done so subtly to deceive and rob the Barbadian people wholesale. And somehow this hypocrisy and greed usually gets worse during the Christmas period, which is upon us now. And so as a result, the Barbadian shopper must be very smart when it comes to shopping, to not spend too much money in one location, especially when you're shopping in a supermarket where there's rampant price gouging. This supermarket in St. Philip, along with many of the others on the island, doesn't seem to care about the many poor, hungry, deprived and dirt-picking Barbadians who usually scrimp incessantly daily just to put food on their tables for their families. The sad and raw reality is that this despotic and highly corrupted Mia Motley administration doesn't care to do anything in the least about these many greedy supermarkets here in Barbados, who continues to rip their shoppers off at will, practically overnight, with their incessant price gouging episodes, simply because she's in the same crooked bed with these evil merchants, and doesn't care one bit about the poor, hungry, and deprived Barbadian people, who are suffering perpetually under this corruption. This diabolical and hellish despotic administration has created an enormous poor since they came into office almost 7 years ago now. Sadly, there's a new beggar on our streets every day, if truth be told, and it's mainly a woman beggar, and that's what makes it even more alarming and worrisome to me. These beggars are usually begging for food, so I usually give them whatever little I can afford to give in the monetary equivalents, which is never enough in my estimation, and I always wish I could give much more, but you try to help in whatever way you can. Because like many other struggling Barbadians here in this high-priced and burdensome country, I'm also catching my ass, living paycheck to paycheck. And the reality is that I'm literally one paycheck away from joining the league of these scroungy street beggars likewise. However, for this diabolical and evil price gouging to be scuttled to null points, I think Barbadians must forcefully boycott all these many dishonest supermarkets on the island they suspect is price gouging their customers to death. This might sound harsh, but you know what? That's the only way we will ever be able to send these greedy merchants this poignant message, that enough is enough, and that we're sick and tired of their egregious, selfish, and dishonest acts. It's time that the Barbadian shopper come around to the somber reality, that these supermarkets need us to thrive, and that we have the ultimate power to put them out of business by not patronizing their businesses. Barbadians are usually a super passive people by nature, a trustworthy and humble people, who usually take whatever shit is thrown at them without flinching in the least, but we must resiliently break rank from this diabolical destructive programming and control if we're ever to take back our power from these crooked and greedy merchants who are currently taking us for a ride, simply because the power is in our hands to include or exclude them, and the fact is they need our business desperately.
If you agree with what I have presented here to you, please like, share, subscribe, and please put a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about it. We can all get together and do something about it. Boycott these supermarkets. I've been saying that for a very long time. We have the power to cripple these people, these entities in Barbados, even the government. We can bring them down. We just have to build the courage and do what we have to do as the people of Barbados that are suffering. Do not let it come to this situation where we see in Haiti, where people having to fight in order to survive, flee their country to survive because of lack of food. Please, let us do something about it. Let's get together and do something about it. If you're interested in doing something about it, if you're interested in trying to get something done about these high food prices and price gouging, let me know. We can do something about it as a people coming together. We have strength, we have unity. Until then, I share. Bless you all.